In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful, my name is Gabriel Morton. And this is very, very important international political program. I appreciate all of the broadcasters, and this is a special program that I will upload to internet and upload in YouTube. That is nowadays one of the most important social media about teach and education, common teaching and common education in every place in the world, a great university. Let me start immediately because we don't have time, dears, everybody who is listening to me in every place in the world. We don't have time, dear brothers and sisters. So God bless all of the countries and all of the noble nations in the world. In this very important special program, I will describe what is the strategy of the Europe and United States of America against Russia and China. We have very famous military tactic, strategic tactics that firstly may be used by Muhammad Ali Kelly, who is the famous champion about boxing in the world. This great champion, this great boxer, had very strong strategy against their strong opponent. He let all of his opponent to get tired, and after getting tired, with a very great important punch, this great man defeated many of the strong boxers in the world. This was a great tactic that nowadays United States of America, Great Britain, and especially European countries, they use against Russia. These countries who are against Marxism and communism, and they believe strongly in the capitalism and continuing this injustice about richness of 1% of the people, while 99% of other people who have to be a slave for this 1% of topmost richest people in the world. I am not against Nobel rich, great genius like Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, or Elon Musk, or Warren Buffett. We are against injustice. So the strategy that nowadays is used by Western countries against China and Russia, and surely they will defeat after 10 years totally Russia, and after that they will start enmity with China. This is the same tactic that used previously by Muhammad Ali Kelly. They use the tactic that is applied by Muhammad Ali Kelly as a great strategy. They want to make Russia empty from weapons and empty from military forces, and behave at the same time in the appropriate way that Russia never use atomic weapons. So by this depreciation of the Russia and making Russia tired, they will start second generation of the attacks against Russia. First of all, Ukraine will make Russia tired. Maybe after 1 or 2 years later, they will start a great attacks by all of the countries who are at the border with Russia. For example, maybe Poland, maybe Lithuania, Estonia, and many other countries who have border with Russia, they will start the second level of this destroying Russia. After 2 or 3 years, all the other countries like Italy, maybe Italy, I am not sure about Italy, but I am sure about Germany and France, Netherlands, Belgium, Denmark, and some of the Scandinavian countries, some of the Baltic countries will invade all together to Russia, and their aim is to destroy Moscow and make 300 million Russians a slave, practical as a slave, because we have nowadays 7.5 billion people who are a slave indirectly, and they are a slave for Americans, especially for Americans, because of the internet, because of the wasting time and energy by social media. Just 10% of social media are useful, and 90% of the program that is devastating and destroying the time and energy. And after maybe 15 years, finally United States of America and Great Britain will enter to a great war with Russia and will destroy Russia. And after Russia, after 10 or 15 years, altogether these countries will ally with India and Japan and go to destroy China. And they will be successful. Why they will be successful? Because they have internet and they have social media. So the 99% of the propaganda power is in the hand of Americans and Europeans as a unified allied with United States of America. And that is the negative way in front of all of the countries. And what is the solution for Russia and China? Before explaining what is the solution for China and Russia, I have to describe that there are a lot of crazy countries and crazy regimes, crazy governments. They will make limitation for internet. They will ban. They want to ban internet and prevent all of the nations access to free data and free information. And they don't want people to be informed about news, etc., etc., etc. These crazy countries, these crazy regimes make a lot of unhappy people and not satisfied people. They don't understand, especially Republic Islamic of Iran, they don't understand if we make proxy about free internet, what will happen in the society. If people of some countries, they be angry and if they are not satisfied economically, politically, about social freedoms, about cultural freedoms, freedom of express, freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, they will immigrate to other countries like Canada, America, and European countries. And what would be the result of this immigration by the families who are a little more rich and they are successful and they are scientists, or even if they are not scientists or rich people in their own countries, they are masters in their profession, and when they immigrate to Western countries, that will make a great loss. For countries like Iran, especially about Iran, the professional people, the doctors, engineers, artists, if they want all together to immigrate to other countries like European countries and America, they will enrich American and European countries, and they will make poor. They make their own countries, their own homeland, and their own nation poor and poor. These poor people will not have any future, so they will come to the demonstration against the regimes and make a lot of troubles for their dictator regimes. So the solution for Iran, for Saudi Arabia, for Russia is not banning internet or make proxies about internet. What is the good solution for these countries? I will describe, but I have to explain for Nobel thinkers, think tankers, strategies to live inside government of the China, inside Russia, and inside Iran, inside Arabic and Islamic countries who don't want the full spectrum dominance by America and Europe, because America and Europe means Israel, and Israel is a great, maybe greatest ally for America and Great Britain and European countries. I am a very, very good friend for Israel, but I don't want to talk about that. Nowadays, I want to say how China and Russia and Iran can save themselves and prevent to be a slave for some countries like United States of America. Nowadays, our president is inside United States of America. I wish success for him. And I want to ask him to go and negotiate with American government and American leaders and American presidents and American foreign ministers, Blinken, and administration of the United States. Negotiation is good. These negotiations must contain the positive things and a lot of ultimatums about the future relationship between Iran and United States of America. Our president must present to USA government, USA administration that we will continue our military achievements. Maybe we decide to make atomic bombs, but we guarantee that we would never to attack to any other country, including Israel and America. That is the correct policy. We have to make peace for the nations who are innocent. For example, nation of Israel, they are innocent. At least 90% of the Israelis who will suffer from war or be killed or be threatened by wars, they are absolutely innocent. About the America is 99% of the people who will participate in the disaster of the wars. They are innocent people and innocent nations. So, our president must declare our message about peace and negotiation and about dealing and about removal of all of the sanctions. Also, Iran must guarantee about making clear all of the monetary transactions, joining to FATF, U-turn, and all of the international money transferring programs and schedules. And Iran must be harmonize itself with the international society. And this is the only solution for Iran and Iranians. Iran must be international country and will be international country at the time that they accept all of the international monetary and non-monetary finance and non-finance, economical and political regulations. So that's enough. This program today is not about Iran and future of the Iran. That is mostly about the future of China and Russia. Before explaining what is the strategy and counter-strategy and that will prevent success and victory for America and European countries and Great Britain who want to delete other powers and continue their monopoly about economy and military power. What is the solution for China and Russia? Before explaining this, I have to describe for Nobel thinkers, think tankers, and politicians, especially Vladimir Putin, and more specifically, nice vice president of the China, Xi Jinping, who is the most respectful and honorable politician in the world. He is a clean man, not absolutely, but 99% is clean man about economy, about he hates below the war, and he is truly a righteous human being who don't want to make any killing. So he invites everybody to the peace and calmness. God bless Xi Jinping. But all of the strategists inside Iran, inside China, and inside Russia must consider this psychological principle. And what is this psychological principle? This psychological principle is the only and unique secret of the success for Western countries, for America and Great Britain and European countries, about control all of the other countries. And what is this? Whatever people believe, or the thinking way of the human being is more important than reality. People maybe think wrongly or correctly. People think based on database and news that they receive every day. So, people in the world will change their thinking ways based on news and propaganda. So, the way that people thinking, or whatever people thinking, is more than reality, more important than reality. So they will make decisions based on whatever they think that is true. However, this thinking maybe is absolutely against and versus the reality. For example, if people in the world, if every country in the world, every nation in the world, if they believe that Russia and China will be defeated in the future, they would never buy anything Chinese or Russians, or they would never invest inside China and Russia. And even more, everybody who live inside China and Russia, if they understand that, or Iran, or Middle East countries, or Muslim countries, it doesn't matter in which country, it doesn't matter. If people feel or sense or think that any country, their homeland, has no future, they will immigrate and bring with themselves all of their properties, financial properties or intellectual properties, or their capital, whatever they have, they will transfer these properties to the safe countries. So, whatever people think is more important than reality. And what can change the thinking of the people, or thinking by people? That is social media, and that is propaganda. So, if China and Russia, they want to be safe and immune, if they want to immune themselves, if want to keep themselves resistance against the upcoming invasions by capitalism or liberalism, they have to do something that is so much costly at the beginning, but so much valuable, because they will get whatever they invest 10 times more than the primary investment. For example, if China want to be the absolute power in the next year and topmost first economical, political, strategical power next year, I am at your service. You can invite me, and I will increase the GDP of the China 10 times more than now. That means that China alone, just by its own self, will have 150% of total money and GDP in the world. So I have this knowledge. For example, one of the 1,000 knowledge that I have, that I named quantum four-dimensional data. What is quantum four-dimensional data? This quantum four-dimensional data means that you have absolute information about everything, everybody, every object, every animal, every creature, every country, every entity, every company in the future. For example, if somebody, if China want, just search in their internal system quanta four-dimensional information. For example, how long I will live, and how many wives I will have, for example, how many children, and what is my children, what is their name. And this will prophesy, will forecast everything, whether the future of the countries. I will explain that the quantum four-dimensional data is the future absolute power and absolute success for any country who have one of 1,000 knowledge and science that I have. And if China or Moscow, Vladimir Putin invite me to Moscow or Beijing, I will make these countries 10 times stronger than United States of America. This is not enmity with America and Israel and European countries. I love democracy and freedom and liberalism. So I recommend to China and Russia to make absolute free access to internet, release all of the political prisoners if they have, facilitate freedom of speech about media, about newspapers and press, free press, and gradually make freedom of partying and other factors of the democracy. So I believe to democracy and liberalism, but I am against capitalism and the satanic way that they want to continue, destroy other nations and countries and make those as their own slave and seize all of their innovations and occupy all of things that they these things is not belong to them. Indirect robbery and indirect slavery. Let me come back to, I am waiting for contact by Moscow or Beijing, and I promise you can just keep me 1 month and you will see how much I am useful about make emperorship of the justice seekers countries like China and Russia together, and we will make a net. This net will be the parallel of internet, so China can sell at least 1 billion new devices. These new devices that will be made by Xiaomi company, who made a lot of cheap but so much useful cell phones. This new line of internet is separate about everything with the internet. For example, this new devices must to have separate independent operating system and separate independent computer language program, and is not hackable by Western countries, and that is not nobody can penetrate inside this system. For example, if I want to connect to this central new database system, I have to buy new device, because by our current device, even Xiaomi, I just can use Wi-Fi current network that is belonging to America, and America is the capital. Search engines, all of the saving hard disk data is inside America, so America have absolute dominance over the cell phones. If Israel is so much successful about to electronic attack and kill or nullify 4,000 active force by Hezbollah, that is a great damage for Hezbollah. That is because dominance of the United States. Israel need some nets like Facebook or WhatsApp and use these WhatsApp and Facebook search engines to recognize to recognize anybody who is enemy Israel and send message to each other. They use Google. All of the American companies is the subordinate. Even Mark Zuckerberg, as Jewish, nice man, but he has to obedient. Even Elon Musk has to obedient to CIA and USA government. Otherwise, they easily make Elon Musk and Zuckerberg poor, and they take whatever they gave to Elon Musk and Zuckerberg. So, however, they are very, very nice men who has real humanistic or humanistic conscience. They want justice, but they have to be obedient and subordinate from United States of America, and especially CIA and the government of the United States of America. Otherwise, they will lose everything. So, the solution for China is to make new line, whatever we call internet or second line. This is the alternative. We let to all of the Western countries to develop Starlink to our societies. It doesn't matter. But we will make alternative to the people. And all of the peoples in African societies, in Muslim societies, even inside Europe and America continent, they have option to use both system. They can use at the same time, but by one cell phone, all of the current internet and second line will be accessible just by using a new device that will make solely inside China. These new Xiaomi cell phones, they can't connect to the Western internet, and they have their own quantum database. I want to say that if China invite me, I will give them technology of the quantum four-dimensional database. And we will make new search engine inside China that will connect to all of the countries. This is very, very clean internet, because this internet just say truth and just say facts, and that is not similar to the 90% of the Western internet, who is full of cheating, full of liars, and full of the people who don't tell truth to the people, full of propaganda, and make ugly face of the China and Russia in the eyes of the people, while you see the ugliness in the streets of the downtown inside California and Los Angeles or New York. We see ugliness inside United States, and I recommend America to gather all of the charities, and this charity must provide new town just for homeless addicted junkies, and these people must be separate from the society, because not in the prison but in the some new place, some new town, and government must provide bathroom, clean life, even drugs to them. Step by step they have to be free from addictions, otherwise they will be harmful for the society of the United States and make a lot of disaster, plus that they make ugliness for the face of United States of America. If just Donald Trump use this approach and this strategy about accommodation and placement of the homeless people in the separate but clean place out of the society, for example, in some villages, in some desert, instead of living in the camp, they live in a good place, clean place, and under supervision and by government and doctors about prevent this harmful society of the homeless to be sick, for example, HIV virus, and make a spread disease alongside the nice society of United States. This is my recommendation for Donald Trump. But let me come back to the main discussion. Just give me a few seconds to drink a little tea. Sorry. I come back to the main discussion. What is the main discussion? What is the solution of China and Russia if they want to be defeated by Western societies? I say that Western societies, they could use the correct and positive way. What is the positive way? I must to be wealthy and happy, and I want the same for you. It doesn't matter you are inside India in the topmost poor place, or inside the topmost richest people beside the neighborhood of the Donald Trump. All we are human, and we are brother, and we can use in the way that is optimized all of the bestowed wealth by God, because God gave enough wealth for everybody to live healthy, wealthy, and happy. But United States of America and European countries, they are jealous. They say that we have advantage, racism advantage, we have better than other races, and we deserve to be dominant about everything. So it doesn't matter for Americans, Europeans, I am talking about the politicians, not about the ordinary people. The politicians inside United States and the deepest state inside the United States, they think that they have a superiority over the other nations because they are elected by God. They think wrongly, and they deserve to be dominant to other nations, all of the other countries, and continue their dominance until that make all of the peoples in the world as own slaves. We want to make it possible for everybody to buy electric car, buy robot, and this will happen if we make new international monetary system based on justice and many other things that I called totally and summarized as the government of the Jesus. Jesus and Lord of the time, Jesus and Mahdi, they are two different faces of the same coin. And later on, I will describe about that. But I recommend to the China, if they don't want to be a slave in the upcoming months and years, to be a slave of the Western countries, I recommend Russia, if you don't want to be a slave or be defeated by European countries, all of you with other Asian powers like India, like Iran, like Japan, must unify with African societies, Muslim societies, and then all together can unify with Brazil, Mexico, even Canada may be joined to you, and make new line. What is this new line of the internet? This is not connectable to the current internet because they have absolutely different system of the data transferring. The important thing is that if China spend and invest about this new line of the internet $100 billion, I want to say that is so much useful because you will take after a few years $1 trillion. That is so much an unbelievable money in return you will get by this investment of the new line. And this new line has a unique and different hardware, and the wire is different from the light fiber, and absolutely this system is different from the current system that we know as Starlink or wireless internet or current wire of the internet. This is not just only different cell phones, different device, different operating system, not just only different computer program or internet language, internet different electronic language. Even about the hardware is absolutely different from the Western countries, so is not hackable by Western countries. Nobody can interfere or make hacking or penetrate. Nobody can destroy connections, or nobody can send misinformation and disinformation. Nobody can publish any information that is not true. So this center will establish in China and just provide useful internet for all of the peoples, all of the countries who will join. I promise 90% of the countries will join because they don't want a slavery for European countries and America. They don't want to be a slave. They don't want to be subordinate. They don't want to be obedient. And they want to improve themselves. So they will join to this new system, and this wire will connect all of the BRICS countries, and anti-dominance of the American countries all together. So China can make a good economic system, a good financial system, and good international monetary system for members, so they will enrich the society. What would be the result for China? China will pick up the fruit because they will sell at least 2 billion new internet devices. They by making other countries strong, they can buy all of the new productions by China, for example, robotics, new robots, and new electric cars. So China can increase their wealth 4-5 times more than now, and prevent Russia to defeat. Because if Russia defeat from European countries, I promise that all of the countries will join together to destroy China. Because of the propaganda, everybody hates China. While China did nothing bad about the other countries. China helped every country, made a lot of investment in other countries, and unlike United States, built bridges, factories, they built new cities, and they totally did very, very positive things about the rest of the world. So, just wanted to say one point. If China or Russia invite me, I will make these economies, China and Russia, 10 times stronger more than now. Republic Islamic of Iran is crazy proud. They don't want to use my knowledge, but so you will see that Iran will destroy in the upcoming months. I don't want to say Iran will destroy in the upcoming years. I want to say that Iran and the regime, they don't want to use my knowledge. So Iran is one of the countries who will smash down in between China in one side and United States of America. In the international countries, international societies, we have two groups of the countries that they have no bias. For example, Saudi Arabia has no bias. Iran has no bias about make communication with the West and East, with European countries or with Asian countries. But Saudi Arabia will be winner because Saudi Arabia approved FATF. Saudi Arabia work with every country, while Republic Islamic of Iran is under the harsh sanctions by all of the countries. Even China and Russia, they don't want to work with Republic Islamic of Iran, who is the kleptocracy country. So, Iran, however, has no bias about the East and West, but will be smashed down. And American, European countries, Israel and Great Britain, and their alliance countries like Australia and Canada, they don't have any way except that squeeze and smash down Republic Islamic of Iran, because they will make the flat road access to the India, to the China, about deals or about the wars. So Iran will be destroyed and will destroyed by its own negligence and by international forces. But the opportunity is not finished for China and Russia. I want to say that China will start great defeat process after 2 years and will be defeated. So European countries and America will try to make this meaningless war continuing. They will continue this war until that Russia will be evacuated and make empty Russia from weapons and soldiers. Then the second and third and other level of the Western companies with their robotics, with their equipment, will come to defeat Russia and will destroy Russia, and they will be successful about this important thing. Unless that Russia and China invite me, and just want to say in the parentheses that even they want to murder Donald Trump. They want to kill Donald Trump, because if Donald Trump come in the power, all of these maps about the destroying Russia and China will transform to the cooperate and peace procedure. So they will try to destroy and kill Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is obstacle in front of the wrong negative approach that is taken by Western countries. So they will do everything to prevent Donald Trump coming the power. So if I recommend Donald Trump to organize the homeless people to gather all of the American charities, all of the church, all together, beside all of the rich people who are, especially young society inside United States, collect together and organize homeless people, organize illegal immigrant, prepare at least food and shelter for this. In this case, the popularity of Donald Trump will increase inside the society of the United States, and Donald Trump will be president. But I want to say that 90% of the topmost richest people and topmost rich countries, they are enemy for Donald Trump because of the many reasoning. Donald Trump, they can't buy Donald Trump because Donald Trump has not any need to the rich people. He is bestowed himself to the Jesus and to the future of the United States of America. Donald Trump nowadays is to a man of the God. So rich people hate Donald Trump because Donald Trump thinks for the future of the America and American profits and benefits. But companies think about themselves, and companies need new markets inside Asia, and they want to have branches and sell their productions into other markets and other countries. So they want to develop the borders of the or hegemonic borders, strategic borders. They want to be dominant over the markets, so they have to make chaos in other countries and make revolution in other countries. So this is the major plan by Democrat Party, who cooperate with the great companies. They want to send productions and they want to export, so they have to make good relationship with other countries. In some other countries like China and Russia, who don't want to open the borders for these companies, they prefer using war, and so they are enemy for Donald Trump. In the future upcoming programs, I will explain what is the situation inside and what is the match and competition inside the United States, especially between Democrat Party and Republicans. But I have to explain in that special program what is good for future of the people inside United States of America. I want to say that I forecasted by nowadays situation based on international chess. I think Kamala Harris will be winner unless that Donald Trump changed the game by taking cares about the American Latinos, American Indians, Redskins, and American anybody who immigrated to America legally or illegally. Plus that if Donald Trump make good relationship with the Canada and Mexico, Donald Trump can make advantage and gather more vote. This is my free consultation as my gift for Donald Trump. Let me come back to the main discussion. If China and Russia invite me, I will give them technology, and they don't need to replace this technology after a few years, because this technology that I invented will be dominant over all of the current technology, because understanding the nature of four-dimensional quantum data is not easy even for IT masters and for physicists. And I can teach this vision for ordinary people by simplified this and explain how quantum cameras and quantum scanners and quantum microscope and telescopes works, and will process four-dimensional data. Four-dimensional data, if we interpret briefly, the time is not the main factor. In every other data that we use inside internet, we have three-dimensional data, two-dimensional data, and one-dimensional data. All together, these three type of data all is dependent of the time, and they exchange to each other and transform to each other in different devices. And so this data can't afford the future science and advanced science about astrology, about access to new resource of the energy and power and gold and other celestial treasures. And also, this new data analyzement can't analyze what will happen in the upcoming months. But the four-dimensional data will make it easy to forecast future, not about the weather, not about global warming, but about the future power of the nations, even genetic specifications of the nations. So everybody who has this knowledge and database will be the winner of the future. And China and Russia also needs to nullify